Hey everyone, this is Nick, and today I'm actually doing a game review I haven't done yet. Normally I do show reviews. I've done mostly anime, and I've done a sitcom review, one so far for Frasier, but today I'm doing a game review for Scarlet Nexus, which came out June 25th, 2021. It's on PS4 and 5, Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. It's an action role-playing game, single player. It doesn't have a multiplayer mode, at least not yet. Let's see. I've heard talk about there being a sequel, which I kind of hope they do. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's a rumor, I guess. Let's see. The story, I think I found the simplest premise I could find. That doesn't take too long. Let's see. The game is set in both near the future and alternate reality, where humanity was developed technology and formed a society based on the substances found in the human brain. These substances also grant humans extrasensory superpowers. So I think it's kind of partly. Well, let me finish it first. These substances. Oh yeah. Other suppression force LSF recruits members with supernatural abilities to protect humanity from the others. Mindless mutants which descend from the extinction belt to feast on human brains. Anyway, I can find it. I think that's the simplest premise I could find. And like I was going to say, I think it's partly based on, like in the 50s, they had those experiments. We were trying to unlock, extra parts of the human brain that weren't fully being utilized, like, like the power, like telepathy and, psychokinesis, pyrokinesis, all that. So I think it's partly based off that. It's kind of, I don't know, the game, I thought, to me, it's like a kind of if I would describe it simply, it's like anime X-Men. I think it's pretty fun. I liked it. It did have a few flaws, which I'll mention in a bit. If they ever do a sequel, they could iron some of these out. It did have, I know the cast was okay overall. I don't think I didn't like any of the characters. I love their designs. Their designs are stellar. I love their, well, I post a thumbnail of it after I'm done. I'll post a thumbnail like I usually do for my video, and you'll see the designs. I mean, they really are quite cool looking. And a lot of them have these shoes. It's kind of funny. I looked at these shoes at like it was Nordstrom's or something like that. It's based off a French shoe. It's called let me see. I've seen them before. I always love these type of shoes. Or red bottom. Let's see. They're a French brand. They're called oh, here it is. And they also have Neiman Marcus. This one's like 800 to, well, the pump. But it's roughly the same size as the other ones. It's called Christian Louboutin. They look really cool. I mean, I wish I could get them. I can't afford them. They're $1,000 for shoes. I can't, but anyway, that's what they seem to be inspired by, and they look really cool in the game. The game has a lot of red motifs and black. It looks really quite stylish. I think my favorite two characters in the game are Kaguro and Arashi. Arashi has like, see, she looks like she's a Wally type character. Right? She's kind of the she has a fondness for finding ways. She tries to get her missions done as quick as she can, just so she can be kick back and relax. She just likes, if it, like her thing is see if I remember. Basically, her motto is, unless it's something that's really going to maximize efficiency, she's not going to do it, or something like that. If it's really, she thinks it's going to be trite in any way, she won't do it. She likes to play games and relax and stuff. She doesn't really like to do anything that she's able to get stuff done fast because she has hyper velocity. So it makes her move faster, which is an ability in the game you could utilize. And Kagura is a lot of fun. He's kind of snarky and design looks cool. He has the kind of samurai type of ponytail on the side, blonde hair and stuff. He's a lot of fun. I like to give characters every time, like Sheehan especially. Overall, the cast is fine. I mean, there's two really good ones, but they're fine overall. I think they could have done a bit better overall in the cast, but it's fine. I guess it gets the job done. The main, seems like the main draw of the game is like the combat. The combat's pretty fun in the game. It's based around the mind powers and like psychokinesis, pyrokinesis, invisibility. All these different characters you could utilize. And the others design. It's kind of a cool concept. They looked a little funky. I thought some of them they looked a little wonky. I think they're kind of like the partly inspired by Silent Hill, but I mean these ones looked a little wonky. Silent Hill ones looked more. They were better designed overall. These look like they have light bulbs on them, and like sometimes they wear these. Like some of them have this design where it's like they're wearing fishnet high heels. It looked weird, but I don't know. I guess it was fine. I think they could have done a better job making them more unsettling, but it's fun to fight them and all. And the game goes from very easy to very hard. The first place I played it on hard, and then this second one I kind of went down easier as I wanted to get through faster to get to the like the third place where you could play as both the characters at a certain point and get the rest of the well, it's similar to Persona's social links. You kind of talk to these characters, bond with them, and eventually get their powers as you level up more. Very, very much inspired by Persona. I mean, some of them were fun, like mostly Kagura's one, but I thought they were, I don't know, a little uninspiring. Like a lot of them, I just wanted them to be done with. Like Persona's ones were a lot more interesting, and I can go through those, and I never felt bored generally. I mean, I guess maybe some, but for the most part, they were interesting and fun to go through. The Scarlet Nexus ones are a lot of them were kind of unimaginative. Again, they're trying to do Persona, and I don't know, it didn't quite. Most of them didn't quite get there for me. Let's see, another criticism I have with the game. I mean, I kind of talk about its strengths, like its stylish look and combat. And music's really good. I'll get to that in a minute. Criticism I have is a lot of the cutscenes are stills. They don't have motion. Like they just look like slideshows. They look a little presentation's a little dull in a lot of them. Like it's kind of disappointing. Like sometimes they'll have these really great full motion cutscenes, and then it's brief, and then most of the time they're just slideshow style. Which I guess Tails does them too, but Tails at least makes them a little more interesting. They look a little more fun to watch overall. Scarlet Nexus ones just look kind of boring to watch. It's just a bunch of stills and overlap each other in weird ways. And I think the Tails ones were better. Let's see. Oh yeah, the soundtrack is really good. They have it on iTunes. I bought it. I bought the whole thing because it was. I got some of them, and then the rest of it was really cheap, so I bought the whole thing. And I have some of them I listen to a lot. Like one of them is let's see, Suwon theme. Let's see, the subway theme. Like there's certain ones I listen to regularly. I don't listen to all of them regularly. I mean, I think I listened to the whole soundtrack once, and then I put like on repeat. I'll just skip a lot of them. I'll just go for the ones I really like, or put them on a playlist, a more of a short list. Kind of like I usually do for a lot of stuff. I listen to stuff I listen to maybe a few times. Most of the time, like there are things I listen to pretty regularly. I make playlists for those. What else? Okay, the game has two campaigns, like for male and Yuito, the male protagonist, Kasane, the female. But there's not really enough difference in them to justify. They have two different campaigns. I think they could have done a better job making more scenarios for each of the protagonists. Like they have some differences, but for the most part, a lot of the cutscenes repeat, so I ended up just skipping a lot of the cutscenes. I started with Yuito, I did his. I think I liked him the most as protagonist. I just thought he was more enjoyable, and I liked his fighting style better. I don't know if his look was necessary, but I think they both look pretty good from a design standpoint. But I think I liked him better than Kasane. Kasane was a little more. I thought she was a little more abrasive overall, and I didn't like her as much. Also, I didn't like her fighting style. I wasn't really fond of having to fight from far all the time. I prefer Yuito and his. I prefer using a sword, and I think it was just more fun to play as him. Let's see. I mean, also his dialogue, his interactions were humorous overall. I just enjoyed them more. Sometimes they're humorous. For the most part, I just thought they're a little dry, or she's a little abrasive. I'm going to explain why in the game, but it still makes still kind of abrasive. It's not really as enjoyable. Let's see. I think they could have done more. Like in Resident Evil, they have two different campaigns, at least for the earlier ones, and they do a better job creating unique scenarios. I think they could have done more to make the scenarios unique instead of just repeating a lot of the same cutscenes. Also, I kind of wish they did like if you do the I don't know, maybe it does it later. Oh, never mind. Scratch that thought. I'm still working on. I beat 2 campaigns. I'm just trying to clean up the rest. I'm doing the rest of the achievements for the Xbox One version. I have a few. I have 5. I have the one for getting all of them. What else? I had the one for the social links. Just call them social links, bonds. And there are a couple others, but I did most of them already. I got most of them. I'm hoping to get all of them first time getting all the achievements for one Xbox game. I have like for 5 or 6 PlayStation games. I have the platinum, not one for the Xbox yet. Their version of it. What else? Oh yeah, and of course some of the female are really attractive. I think my favorite ones were the Malone sisters. I thought they were really quite sexy. I have some of their pictures on my iPod. I might check them out later. See what they look like. Well, they're the twin sisters. Like one looks a little more grumpy, and then the others, more happy. But they look similar overall. And they're one of the boss battles in Kasane's campaign, and they don't appear much in the game. But man, oh man, are they hot! They wear kind of a trench coat, and see one. I think it's the left leg. It has like stocking on it, striped, and then the left or the right one doesn't. And then they have really. It almost looks like they're like naked underneath. I mean, they're not, but it almost does. And man, oh man, it is nice. What else you got? You have Haruta. One of the other characters. She has. I think she had kind of a thing with Yuito. I think she had a crush on him or something. I don't never really amounts to anything in the game, but she kind of is infatuated with him, and she's really cute. I was playing the game the other day, and yeah, I got off a little bit to her, and yeah, really quite hot. She wears kind of hot pants, really nice legs, and Arashi. To name some, and then they have some male characters. I'm actually bisexual. Anyone doesn't know. I have quite a crush on Kaguro and Yuito. They're quite cute. Also, part of why I like playing as Yuito more. I mean, I think I have more crush on him than Kasane. I kind of wish I could have played as some of the other side characters, like Haruka. I think that's her name was. Yeah, really quite attractive. And then they have another part in the game. Well, it's later in the game. Minor spoiler. They go to this place called Togetsu, and they have these well, you might want to skip ahead a few seconds if you don't want to hear this part of the story. Kyoka, one of the characters in the game, she's originally from Togetsu. She's one of these design children. They're based off this doctor named Dr. Pope or something, and a clone of her. And all the females there are dressed in like onesies, and they look like Kyoka, and they're basically attempts at cloning. Like Kyoka ended up being the most successful of the clones, but yeah, all the other ones, they're all attempts at cloning Dr. Pope. And anyhow, of course, they're all attractive too, like Kyoka. And so that's the end of spoilers here. What else? Well, the game has some humorous parts. Most of the time, it takes itself seriously, but it has some funny parts. Like Kaguro is especially a source of humor. Like when he rides Shinen, and also Shinen gets flustered. At first, I thought he was kind of an annoying character. He gets better as the game goes on. I end up liking him more. He ends up becoming more enjoyable later. Some of his interaction with Kaguro are funny, like when Kaguro tells him, "She don't get your panties in twisted." Oh, my panties. That was pretty funny. And then what else? Oh, yeah, it was a really funny scene with Kyoka. She's trying to do house cleaning cooking, and she's so bad at it that she makes everyone ill. They're all collapsing and stuff. Like Kasane basically says, she'll never put Kyoka in charge of cooking, cleaning ever again. Keep her away from that. What else? Oh yeah, I also have some other stuff in the game like VR. I'm still working on some of them. I guess I'll do it slowly but sure. There's no trophies for it, so I'm not in a hurry to finish them. There's a crafting system in the game. It gets a little... I don't know if it's entirely clunky, but it's a little hard to get some of the items to craft weapons in the game, or swords and stuff. So anyhow, I'm going to end the review here. So yeah, it's a pretty enjoyable game overall. It has some flaws, but I don't know if it's anything game-breaking. I think they could have worked some things out, especially in the sequel, if they ever do one. Like one thing, doing more animated cutscenes and maybe improving the... Let's see. If they ever do a split campaign again, making more scenarios are unique instead of just recycling a lot of the same cutscenes and scenarios. More unique boss battles. Also, if they do new characters, maybe add a few more of those eccentric characters I really like Asane and... I'm sorry, what's her name? Arashi and Kaguro, adding a little more characters that have, more, like I said, eccentric, entertaining characters. So I give the game I think I give it about an 8 out of 10. A few things done, it could have been 9 out of 10. So I recommend it. It's just an enjoyable comfort food game overall. Potential to be better than that. You can't go wrong with it if you like action RPGs. You can't go wrong, and it has a nice aesthetic to it, a nice futuristic aesthetic, and great character designs. Oh yeah, I also know it came out around the same time as Tales of Rise, so it has the same engine, kind of. It runs on a similar engine. I gotta review that game too eventually, one of these days. I did finish it. I guess I enjoyed it overall. I did like Tales of Berseria more, and also Vesperia I thought was a bit better. It was enjoyable enough. So anyway, I'm going to end the review. So yeah, first game review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back soon.